Hello everyone, my name is Jake Bolton and these are my top 10 tips on how to deal with depression. Number 1. Understand that it's physical. Simply put, it's low levels of serotonin, but there's way more complicated stuff going on than that. Too much stuff to get into in one video. But the most important thing to remember is that it's not your fault. It's a physical disease. Number 2. You probably know a lot more people with it than you thought. The World Health Organization says it affects 350 million people worldwide, so there's a good chance that you know someone with depression. Even if you can't think of anyone, the chances are that you probably still do, because depression is very easy to hide. Number 3. You don't have to go through it alone. You might feel embarrassed to tell people, but the chances are your friends want to help you get through this. Some of your friends might even have gone through depression before, and they can be particularly good at offering help and advice. Number 4. If you want to be left alone, then that's also fine. Some days you just want to be left alone, and that's honestly okay. If you know someone with depression, it can be really hard to resist the urge to try and help them all the time, but you have to trust them when they say that they do just want to be left alone. Number 5. Don't be angry with your non-depressed friends. It's easy to become frustrated when you feel like shit and everyone around you is having the time of their lives. It's not their fault that you're sad, but it is easy to see their happiness as a personal attack on you. Depression is cyclic, so the chances are that in a few months, maybe you're feeling happy and they're the ones feeling sad. That said, if someone is making you feel worse by being insensitive, then it's probably best to either sit down and have an honest discussion with them or try and avoid that person. Number 6. Go to your GP and talk about medical or therapeutic interventions. This step is particularly scary as it involves admitting to yourself that you're unwell. GPs are very used to dealing with depression, and the chances are that you're probably not even the first person they've seen with depression that day. Going on medication can be scary, as you sometimes feel that it's going to change who you are as a person and that you won't be yourself when you're on it. But I've been on it for over a year now, and I can honestly say that it hasn't changed who I am. It hasn't stopped me being creative. All it does is it stops me being quite as sad as I would be without it. I haven't personally had therapy, but I know a lot of people that have, and they've said it really helps them. And when I return to the UK, I'm planning on starting therapy as well. Therapy tends to deal with helping you deal with depression rather than just masking it like the drugs do. Number 7. Don't self-medicate. This can involve drink, drugs, or even overeating or over-exercising. The thought process behind this is that you usually want to try and escape how you feel and forget about your depression. But this can often result in you feeling worse the next day, and if you're on medication, it can really mess that up. Number 8. Take a break from stress. A lot of the time, depression is caused and increased by stress. Removing yourself from stressful situations may not cure the depression, but it will stop it from getting worse in the short term. This can involve calling in sick from work or school, or just giving yourself a break from the internet for a few days. I'm currently taking a mental health break from getting into feminist arguments on the internet because it's really not helping my headspace at the moment. A lot of people won't take time off work for depression because they don't see it as a valid illness, but believe me, it is. Number 9. Do something you enjoy that you haven't done in a while. Whether this is watching a movie, reading a book, going for a run, hanging out with friends. One of the main symptoms of depression is no longer enjoying or doing the activities that make you happy. And it can be quite hard to force yourself to do these when you're feeling depressed, but when you do, you usually find that you feel a lot better. Last year when I was going through a depression, someone recommended to me that I take up my bass guitar again, and it really helped. Number 10. It's okay to be sad. A lot of tips on dealing with depression, including in this video, are based on trying to make yourself feel better. Some days that just isn't going to happen. It's okay to just curl up in bed for a day and be super depressed. If you've got someone to spoon you, then even better. Even when you're recovering from depression, it's still not going to be getting better every day. There are going to be some days where you go backwards and you feel like crap. And that's completely fine. You don't have to be happy all of the time, and when you realise that, depression becomes a lot easier to deal with. Some days you feel shitty, some days you don't. That's just how it is. Hey, so I hope you enjoyed that video. I made it for Depression Awareness Week, which is this week, the 20th to the 26th of April. So the whole idea of Depression Awareness Week is to raise awareness. So if you could share this video with your friends, maybe sharing it could help someone deal with depression, or help someone who has a friend dealing with depression understand how to help and what it's like. If you have any questions about any of these tips, then please just comment below and I'll do my best to get back to you. If you've got any questions about depression in general, then please feel free to ask me, but remember, I'm not a qualified health professional. And if you're watching this video and you are feeling particularly shitty, I'm going to leave some links below to some helplines that could really help you out. Thanks for watching. I hope you're okay. See ya.